I'm looking at shares of Square. They're off about just 0.9%. This comes after a Bloomberg News report that Square, the digital payment company, had held talks to buy music streaming service Tidal. I want to bring in Yahoo Finance's tech editor, Dan Howley. Oh, Dan, tell us about what we know about the conversation that reportedly happened here.
Yeah, this seems to have been Jack Dorsey basically hanging out with JayZ and Beyonce and chatting about whether or not they would end up with some kind of tie-up between Square and Tidal. And I think, one of the things that's interesting about this is Square, clearly they want to diversify their revenue streams. They want to have other portions of the business. And Tidal, frankly, has just not been that good of a service. I mean, when you look at something like a Spotify or an Apple Music Plus, or Apple Music, there's really no reason for Tidal to be out there, I guess, as an option. And they've tried to make it more appealing to people by offering exclusives, by kind of pushing the star power that they have. Obviously JayZ and Beyonce are the two big leads, but then you also have people like Madonna, Rihanna, Coldplay. There's a number of other artists that back it, but it doesn't seem to have been able to keep up with the likes of Spotify and Apple Music, and I don't think it's going to ever, quite frankly. So it would seem that this is kind of a tie-up where perhaps Square can bring Tidal some kind of change. Maybe they'll offer something more than the exclusives that they have. But remember, JayZ was only offering his music on Tidal for some time, but then changed that entirely, and now he's available on Spotify again. So it kind of makes you question whether or not he was even seeing any real revenue from the Tidal exposure.
So then why would they want to make this kind of move?
I think the real thing is, they would want to go ahead and perhaps offer some kind of, obviously, diversification for Square, but maybe make the service a little bit different than something that a Spotify has to offer or an Apple Music Plus. I mean, right now, the big draw for Spotify, obviously, is the music, but then it's their big podcast empire that they're trying to build up. For something like Apple Music Plus, it's really that it's built into your iPhone. So it's something that, like, it's there as soon as you start up your device. That's kind of the built-in audience that Apple's able to cater to. And then Amazon, everyone forgets, if you have Prime, you have Amazon Music. I don't use Amazon Music and I have Prime. I barely remember it exists, but it's there. So why would I want to get something like Tidal on top of the other three? I think that, for the strategy to work, Square would have to do something that makes this far more appealing than the other options that are available. I don't know what that would be, but obviously for Jack Dorsey, it would be kind of another issue that you have to deal with, bringing in Tidal, dealing with Square, dealing with Twitter, and dealing with the regulatory issues that Twitter is going through as well.
Well, it certainly would be interesting to hear the thought process there from Jack Dorsey.